R&B money.
Rise Up just goes crazy.
Yeah.
It just goes crazy.
Yeah,
like my
crazy.
daughter Jordan at her graduation, that's the solo she sang
So
for her
beautiful.
graduating class.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I cried a little bit.
I love that.
I ain't cry, I ain't cried crazy.
You cry crazy.
I cried.
You cry crazy.
I cried enough.
I cried.
But it
I
was
cried crazy.
But it was just like the song and the moment, like all of these things. The song is such a defining moment for so many moments.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like not skipping the steps. Do you feel a sense of like finally when this record becomes, because this is a different level of hit record.
Yeah.
Different level.
Yeah, it's global.
It's global. It's on TV.
Yeah.
It's American Idol. It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's not a normal hit record. That is a phenomenon.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I got the account to prove it.
Yes, I did actually.
Yeah.
Actually, to be honest with you, that's why I always tell people, I was like, I really, you know what I mean? It's not just like fake humble tip. It's just like we freestyled it, right? Which sounds like, okay, a flex, but it was one of those things that I realized like when I freestyled, not the whole thing, but like most of it, like Rise Up, Do It 1,000 Times Again. It was just, she was playing these chords. And it's like, it's just simple chords, simple 4 chords, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Repetition, whatever. And I was like, all right. I literally prayed. I prayed when I was in the car and I was like, God, I don't even want to be here, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I was like, Franny had been diagnosed with cancer. Like, you know, things just weren't happening in the career. And it just felt like such a long time. And like, I think it was the first time I started to be like, is this not going to happen? Like, you know, I don't know what else to do. I don't know, you know. And so I just prayed and I was like, Lord, just you speak. You know what I mean? I don't want, just like, you inhabit the space, you speak and let whatever come out. So she started playing these chords and I just started singing. And a lot of the song, I have it. I'll find it at some point. I'll find it. I'll send it to you. A lot of the song came out just in that first kind of like playing around take. And so I always tell people, I'm like, yeah, I did write it, but like, it was definitely, you know, the moments where you're clear, you're a vessel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you're like, okay.
Yes.
So that's why, you know, the song doing what it did, I will say, like, yes, it felt like, yes, finally, but it also felt like, whoa, that I didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? Like, that I did not anticipate. I didn't anticipate it doing what it does for people or, like, being the anthem for Black Lives Matter. I didn't anticipate it, like, I'll put it like this. I didn't anticipate it being, like, life-changing and saving. Like when we do tours and we do like meet and greets, right? I always tell my team, because they be like, Andra, you know what I'm saying? Meet and greets, like we got to get out of here. But I'm like, my nigga, who do I rush? The nigga who's like parent was diagnosed with cancer or the nigga who just tried to kill herself? You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like, so it's like I get a lot of that. And it's amazing where you would think it would depress you. It just reminds me of like the power of music, which I believe is at its core. I believe it was designed to be healing. But I get people all the time that's like, wow, I was literally going to kill myself. I listened to your song. I did. And I'm like, wow. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I had the bottle of pills, or I had this, or I'm going through depression, or I lost a family member. Or I had one family say, this woman, she was diagnosed with cancer. We were on stage and we brought her up. And so we just had the audience. We just prayed over her, you know. She did end up passing away. And then her family was like, oh, you know, her request is that you're there during her dying moment. So it was like me, her, and her family. And I was like, you know, it's one of those things that you're like, you guys, I really don't, you know what I mean? I feel like this feels very intrusive and I don't, but you're just reminded, like, it's not about you. They just want what they believe that spirit is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I definitely did not anticipate it doing what it did. And I'm super, super grateful. Yeah.
Amazing record.
Thank you.
I was just about when you said like, who do I rush? It's like,
yeah, who do you rush? Like,
I'm so connected to.
You're like, sorry, I'm busy. We have to. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it's a tough spot.
It's hard because this person has been waiting since they heard the song. You know what I mean? To come to this show for however long, a year, whatever, and has this heavy, heavy story, and that's what they want to get off. And so it's hard to be like, I don't have time to hear your life change. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's you just got to make time. You got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I think because a lot of times we're on the other side of it. We're so used to just delivering and being the vessel and just doing what we're called to do, that we never really get to stop and kind of visualize and understand the effects of what we do. Yeah. Like to really have those conversations. Like I just make it a point to just stop and talk to anybody. You know what I mean? And just see where it's going. And it's like you said, some of the craziest conversations. Some of the craziest connections. And then for me, like Jay will tell you, like I've never met a stranger. I'll just trade a connection.
I can see that. And I like that.
We'll just talk till we figure out some common ground.
You were like that with me when I first met you all those years ago. I was like, you were so nice. It was actually me and Ed Sheeran. I don't know if you remember that night.
No way.
Yeah, it was before he blew up. It was crazy. You know what I mean? He was doing his circular singing.
With Jamie.
He was doing his circular singing, and all the ladies in the audience was like, "Oh my God, this white boy Ginger, take my bras off and throw it at." It was crazy. Yeah, the night was nuts. You were just so kind and so cool to everybody.
I cannot believe it was that long ago.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That was a time too.
R&B Live. Yeah,
we used to have a time at R&B.
Yeah,
Live.
it was so fun. It was so fun. It got crazy when it went to the Key Club too. I was
Key
like,
Club
this is different.
Oh, I remember so many nights. I remember we sang Jodeci one night. It was a Grammy night, I think it was. We sang some, was it Grammy night?
It was a Grammy night.
Lonnie, I think Tex. We sang some Jodeci. I remember when Brandy sang and all the dudes was in the corner hugging each other. Like it was just like they were fawning over Brandy. Like I was like, did you see Brandy? Like Christopher Williams, you know what I'm saying, pulling up on a motorcycle with God knows what in his book bag. You know what I'm saying? Don't touch my bag, nigga. All right. If I'm dreaming, leave the fucking bag alone. I'll fuck you up in here, nigga.
Shouting out CMB and everything.
Nigga, hey, shout out to Christopher Williams. He is not a game. Gotta get him on it. But that time, it was like, you know, what a time. And that's
one of
crazy.
The steps. You know what I'm saying? It's one of the steps. Like I think back, and it's like very fond memories. So it's a long journey, but they're all fond memories, you know what I'm saying? So like, and meeting you for the first time too, because I was just a big fan of your voice and your music, and I was like, wow, he's just so cool. You know, that felt like another step. This is my big opportunity. You know what I mean? So, yeah, no, it was actually, that experience was amazing. So yeah, that was actually when I first met you.
Yes.